Hi there, here is Roberto Colombo. Yes, it's still me. And I'm going to show you a tutorial that is aimed to create a morphing prop. So we will create something like this. You see there is some sand that slowly disappear and reveal a dead body. And this is the morphing prop that I'm going to create. So we are going to use for this 3D software, iClone and the 3D Exchange from Reallusion, and Blender, which is a free software that you can download from www.blender.org. Blender will be used to do the modeling of the mesh. We are also going to use one prop that is available contact platform language. Anyway, let's go into iClone. I use iClone 5 because I don't have 3D Exchange 6 yet, so I cannot convert. So I load the Chuck and we lay him down, turning the X -90. So now it's dead Chuck. I remove the foot contacts so that I can easily shape a bit the position, because okay, this kind of coffin like position, but just to give some kind of realism. I like the idea to move a bit the legs, the arms. It looks like more kind of that position. Okay, imagine you're going to die in the middle of the desert. It's hopefully not for you, but that will be mostly position like this. So you are, well, dead with the legs open and some kind of strange, weird, dynamic position. So open a bit the arm, turn a bit the hand, and so on. So while I'm doing this, let me also talk about again iClone. I'm using version 5. I don't own version 6 yet, but what I'm showing here can be easily done in version 6. And just to mix a bit up the thing, at the end of this tutorial will create the final scene in version 6, and can be easily also be done in version 5. It's okay. Now back to the dead Chuck, bit turn the head, and that's it, my position. I want to save now. I want to create a pose for this, so that I need to reuse this pose later on. So I collect the clip from the Chuck track and just a few frames, and then add to the timeline calling dead Chuck. Just a few frames, doesn't matter, it's a still position. Okay, it's done. So now we move to 3D Exchange. Here we will import Chuck, and from this we will 3D Exchange. We will try to export the mesh of Chuck so that we can then model something blank. So let's go to the 3D Exchange. Chuck is still alive. Oh, I thought it was was dead. So let's import now the animation I just created and click on it. Boom, Chuck is dead again. Good. So now we need to export Chuck in OBJ mode, so we can shape outside, and you see that the export button is disabled, but if I click each part of Chuck, upper body, lower body is enabled, so I can export one by one with just a simple click, and then later in Blender I will recompose the full body. Very easy so far. So let me just take out everything, not export model but export mesh. I don't need to change anything, the default setting are perfectly matched. So like this one is a face. Okay, now we go to Blender. Blender is again a free program. When you open it, you have this splash screen. Press S to remove. You have a default cube. Press X on the keyboard and remove it. Now open File, Import, Wavefront OBJ, and here we start to re-import all the Chuck body parts. So let's go to the directory where we saved it. share each part. So here we see also the material, but we focus on the OBJ. So first upper part, okay, where is it? Just scroll with the mouse, it's here, a bit flying around, but doesn't matter. We don't care so much about this, because when we import other parts, you will see that everything goes perfectly in this right place. So we are recomposing the body. So we still need the head, hands. Now, while I'm doing this, let's talk a bit about Blender. You can see that each of these elements is called an object, because it's like insert separately, and we have basically here we will use two modes: the object mode and edit mode. Object mode, you see all of these objects separated. Edit mode let us edit each object. Now, okay, we have imported chuck. Now we need to create the covering mesh descent. So we import a plane with the Shift A, add a mesh plane, and we want to scale, so the radius, increasing the radius, just clicking and increasing. Actually, okay, it's quite quite a lot to be increased. This plane, okay, it's a mesh, so it's a new object. It's separated from chuck. You can think about like an object on your table. Each one is separated. You can pick up later on one by one and edit. So I just add the number 70 to make it a bit bigger. With the widget I can scroll a bit. Scale with the S shortcut I can scale, but it's everything scale. So I can do S followed immediately by X or followed by Y to scale only along a certain direction, and then again that's more or less what I like to have. Okay, now we have this object and we want to move to edit mode to edit it. You see that if I click, each object is become highlighted in orange. Now I click the plane, orange highlighted, and I go to edit mode, and now I can subdivide, which means I increase the number of vertex of this object. This way 10 times, and then again I subdivide again, and I keep on increasing till I have a good resolution, because more vertex means a better shaping of the final mesh. But not too much, because I don't want to increase too much the poly count. So now I have my mesh, and Blender A key shortcut is to select everything or part of it. Now I press C. C is enable a tool that let me move the mouse and enable all the vertex that are under the mouse, and then I can use the mouse wheel to change the radius of the vertex that are included. You can see that I have a kind of circles around that I keep on moving with my mouse to make it smaller or bigger. And then I use the proportional editing. Proportional editing does this effect. It move, for example, grabbing and moving all the vertex, and I can, while I'm moving, I can use the mouse wheel to increase the size of the vertex that are affected. You see this bigger circle that is moving. So I'm moving the selected vertex in orange, and all the vertex that are near neighbor of them within this circle that I have dimension with my mouse wheel will be also moved. So this way I can simply increase the mesh. Now I'm picking up a few vertex, and also the neighbor will be affected, because I have this white circle that you can see around the yellow mouse pointer every time I move. Is a larger wheel. I can dimension as much as I want how many neighbor vertex will be affected. This is a good way to create some random mesh with some shape. Very easy. So now I'm just moving a bit around. Consider that here you can see also the shape of Chuck dead, but actually what I'm editing is the plane. So because that's what was selected as an object when I moved from object mode to edit mode. So basically Chuck is here, but I'm not editing it. I cannot edit. I'm just editing the mesh that was selected, was played. So okay, now Chuck is almost covered. Still have an end. Now because here I see the shape of a body, just to give some kind of reality randomness, I like to increase a bit and move a bit around, create some kind of bumps here and there to just make some kind of effect, just for fun and waste a bit of time while you're listening to me. Okay, just a bit more, just to give some kind of reality, and also to make some kind of suspense, so you don't see it's a body exactly when you later on we will have this effect of the sand flying away and is discovering a dead body, which is probably what you don't want to experience in real life when you go to some beach with sand. You don't want to see a body appearing if there is a bit of wind, but that's 3D animation, is a virtual reality, so don't care so much about this. Okay, so just some more bumps, and that's okay. What we're going to do now is first to save this, because so we don't lose our job. So I kind of like it, and I go back to object mode. Okay, anyway, I will save this, but before saving, you see, it's a bit coarse, so I use the smooth in the tool box on the left side, and then I apply modifier to smooth even more with a subdivision surface. This modifier in Blender is like a modification of the mesh, and subdivision surface make it a bit more smoother. So I save, and I'm happy with this. And then I also prepare the next morphing that I call send 2. And so send 1 was one saved before, send 2 is this one, and I can start working on it. Now I'm doing the opposite process, so I want to discover Chuck. So I just again press C so that I can have this vertex selection tool, and by just dragging around the mesh I can select some vertex. And I will use the same skill with the proportional edit. This time I lower this vertex so that they discover a bit part of the body of Chuck. So just lowering them, increasing a bit the wheel of the proportional editing so that even some neighbor vertex goes down. And yeah, okay, Chuck is there, is coming out. Just now I press A to disable all the vertex selector. Just select one by one some vertex here and there, just to show some more part of the body. Okay, a bit more maybe on the head, the chest, the feet. I just when I do this, I just imagine there is some blowing wind, so that is discovering some part. Of course, also these bumps that I created will be a bit reduced. There is some wind. Okay, that's I think that's pretty much enough. Let's go to object mode, and I save also this mesh because I like it. I don't need to apply any other modifier because it's already applied. So basically I'm working on the same project, just save it with a different name. Let's see. Now there is something more that I need to do. I need to put this mesh exactly at the origin. So you see it's a bit displaced, and the same is valid for the both of the mesh, send 1 and send 2. If I don't do like this, later on when I apply the morphing I will experience some shifting. So it's important that before I export the mesh in OBJ it's at the origin, so 0, 0, 0. Now I can export the OBJ. When I export, it's very important because I also have the mesh, the object of Chuck. I need to enable selection only, so I've selected only the mesh of the sand. It's orange, not Chuck, and I can export. otherwise I will export also Chuck, which I don't want. So same story for the other mesh, 000, and when I select the mesh of the send, I can export the OBJ, and I need to press selection only so that I can export only the mesh of the send. Other parameters, the default you can find in Blender are quite okay. Also the sides keep as one so that they maintain the same proportion. Okay, now I've exported both the mesh, and now it's time to go into the 3D Exchange. So first we import the first mesh, send the one that is the one fully covering Chuck, and okay, nothing to do here. You don't need to move it as it is. It's okay. You just need to export and create a prop for a clone. Keep all the parameters as they are. Just save in the same directory. I just put everything in the same directory so that everything that is there is easier to find all the various elements that I create. So create this prop. This prop will be used later on in iClone to create my morphing prop. Okay, now we are in iClone again, and we have created our morphing prop, and then we first need to add this dummy bone prop. This dummy bone prop is not for free. You need to buy Reallusion facial pipeline character pack to add this prop. This prop actually is just a cylinder with a bone structure. Okay, we have imported this one, and then I will import, we have imported the region 0.0, and I will import also my send prop that I just created. Both of them stay at the coordinate 0, 0, 0. Now what I have to do, what I'm going to do is to attach the send one prop to the dummy prop, to this dummy bone prop. So that's the way to do, and using the hierarchy is changed, and then I need to merge. It's very important. If I don't merge them, then I will not be able to apply the morph. And now this prop, as it is, is going to be saved in my custom library. So leave a name like, for example, morphing send. Okay, and when this is done, my job in iClone, this step is done. Now I need to go back to 3D Exchange again, and here start the funny part when we will start to apply the morphing. Okay, here in 3D Exchange again, I upload now my prop that I created. It is saved in the custom directory of Reallusion, so Reallusion custom iClone custom 5, because I'm using the 5 here. Then under prop I can find my morphing prop, and here it is. So you see that this morphing prop is composed of some element, a skeleton structure with all the bones, cylinder, and the sand that I have merged. So the first thing I want to do is to make this cylinder disappear, because I don't need it. So I go to the material and I lower opacity, because specular and glossiness is not even needed, but just for fun. Let's also put them to 0. And now I will add the real morphing. And here we go to the really sexy part of this tutorial. So add face setup. I add send 1 and send 2 that are the two OBJ in Blender. We created this, and I'm going to import as a morphing setup. Okay, they are there. Now what we are going to do first, this is a character. It looks like a prop, but in reality it's a character. It's a bone structure, and that's why we need a character to make the morphing applied as a face expression. So first of all I need to characterize the character. Convert to non-standard, use the Maya template, that is the prop from Reallusion. This dummy bone prop is ready to be characterized as a Maya template, and convert. Done. Now the character is ready, and I can use the face expression to apply these two morph as a custom face expression. We don't have really a face, but doesn't matter. We use this solution. So we have in the face expression different Visime expression, but we use the custom in the group 1, and I select upward mouse and send default 100 set, and I can memorize in this way. And downward, in this case I use the send to the maximum 100 set, and now I have these two face expression characterized in my character. The next thing to do is now to give some kind of text to the sender. I prefer to do into the exchange because here is still a prop, so I have more control. If I export in iClone, it will become an avatar, and in an avatar I have a bit of less possibility to change the texture. So I use the send texture, that is send material, sorry, that is available in iClone, and then I just play a bit with the parameter till I find something that I fit, and finally I export. And when I export is a character, is an avatar, because we have this bone structure. Okay, now we are in the latest phase. We enter into iClone. I use iClone 6 here, but iClone 5 would be exactly the same, no difference. And I load again Chuck as a reference. And this Chuck, I use the iMotion that I saved with that Chuck so that I can kill him again. Too many times I resurface this guy. So I load this one. Boom, that. And now I can load my morphed prop, which actually is an avatar, and we'll start to do the final job. So it's here. Let's move a bit so that is overlapping, covering Chuck. I think that's more or less work fine. I'm going to increase the size of the 3D view, so setting the HD resolution. Actually don't need to render anything right now, so the 3D view is a bit larger. And now we just apply the morph. How to apply? This is a character, so to apply the morph I just need to okay, first let me change a bit of this name so that it's a bit of this morphing send, the name of the prop we create into the exchange. And then I go to the modify and I open the face puppet panel. In fact, and I select the X custom, which actually is what we did. We create an expression for this avatar that is not really looking like a human being, but it's still an avatar. And in the custom panel of the face expression, I created my two morph. So in the group 1, that is the one that I'm setting here. And remember, I used upward and downward mouse, so I'm recording. Now let's play back, but first you can see that in the expression, which will be what you would see for a face, but again we don't have a face here, is a way to apply a prop, a morph, using the trick to using a character behind with the bone structure and the face structure. So let's play, and you see that okay, the morph send 1 is flowing into the morph send 2 in a very good way. Okay, and this job now is done. You can make it a bit slower, so increasing a bit, for example, the face expression, so that the whole morph will be a bit slower, so you can think about the sand being flying away not so quickly. And that looks nice. Now the next step is to create the scene. We are going to use again Blender for this, because we want to create the landscape. In a very simple landscape. Again, we delete the cube and we add a mesh with a plane, similar like before. We did before, increase the plane a bit more, and go to edit mode. Use tab to go to edit mode, or go back to object mode. Increase subdivide so that I give some kind of resolution. And I will use the same methodology, proportional editing. So selecting, first I apply the selection of the vertex with the C key. I select some vertex here and there, and then with the proportional editing I will shape a bit this mesh so that it looks like a terrain. In reality, I'm not really creating a terrain, I create a prop, kind of prop looks like a terrain, and then that's enough for me, because I will apply only sand. I'm not going to create a terrain with different texture or IMAP or this kind of stuff. It's just a simple prop that looks like a uniform desolated sand landscape, sandy landscape. It is what we want to do in this case. So I'm applying some bump here and there, changing the sides of the proportional editing circle. I think that's more than enough. Go back to object mode, and now I save as an object. Smooth a bit, of course, because it will be better. And save as an obj again. I increase a bit the size because I get the feeling that being a landscape should be a bit bigger. Let's say 5, then eventually I will increase also my clone. I don't need to push select only flag, because I have only this object in this case. It's not like before we had chuck and the sand. I had to select selection only. Here I have only one object, so I don't need to click it. And I call it landscape and save, and my job in Blender is done. I can quit. Now I go back to 3D Exchange, open my landscape, and just save. Okay, landscape is created, and let's go back to iClone, and now we apply this landscape. Remember, it's a prop, so we just drag and drop. In fact, it's a bit small, but no problem. I can simply resize in iClone as much as I need. Adjust a bit, rotate, move till it's going to the position that I mostly like. Not that here there is not texture yet, we will apply later. Okay, let's move a bit. And you see that the sand has this kind of horizontal part. I want to cover it, so I increase a bit the landscape so that it's covering this horizontal part and only revealing a part of the modified mesh. Okay, now it's time to put some material. I'm going to use the standard, again, iClone sand material. Okay, and play a bit with the UV setting till I find something that fits. Apply, tile box, this is like that's to be better, so let's increase a bit the tiling to make sand smaller. Let's see, these two things. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, that's fine, and let's add some sky. I go to the content of Reallusion and just pick up some of the standard sky. That's I like, kind of black and white is fitting. Okay, here I go a bit fast. I will add some kind of darkness color to the texture of the sand to create a bit more depth, and this is the final result. Just play a bit with the diffuse color of the texture. Now I add some particle. Here I have a set of particles prepared. I'm not going to show how I arrive to this, I just show you the parameter. There are a set of particles mostly similar, so you see that what is interesting is that I have okay, the color kind of gray on the sides is very small. These are the small intended to be the small piece of sand flying around. You see that the volume also, and the quota is very big, a big quota, big number of particles. The volume is very broad and but not so high, so it's kind of like a flat plane little thickness. There's a crazy wind of 4000, so to give the idea that is to make this particle flowing very quickly. And I duplicated this end time. Notice each particle is attached to a prop. This is sand 1, 2, 3, just dummy prop, because if you create a particle, then you attach to a dummy prop, then you can simply duplicate the prop and make some variation. Here the idea was to start from the baseline, the first particle, and then create some little variation just to give the flavor of more different type of sand that goes here and there. Here you can just experiment. I give you the basic idea, then it's up to you. You can spend more time to do something more realistic, change a bit here and there. So again, it's a flat container, not too tall, it's only 30 against 7000 XY. Very strong wind, 8000 this way, so it is going quite fast. And okay, that's the third particle is still basically the same, done with the 18 element, size is only 1. Again, a flat container, strong wind, basically the same story. So this way I can create a different particle that flows around. Then I have the last particle. This is a main sandstorm. It's a bit different. Okay, let's see a bit the details so it's easy. You see, first the container is bigger. I've shown in green. It's bigger and taller. And the particle is kind of a smoke. Okay, here the quote is smaller, and okay, you can see the setting, and this is what is the final effect. So the last particle is more like a smoke going around with some small particle flowing on the ground. That's basically the final effect. And while this is going, you have seen that the dead body is uncovered, so the sand has disappeared with the wind. That's basically the end of the tutorial. I hope you like, I hope you got some inspiration about how to use different software to achieve a result. So don't be stick only to iClone. It is a blend, it's a free software, and I open a lot of doors to do additional stuff. And if you enjoyed, you liked, you can subscribe to my channel. I also have another channel related where I play guitar. You can subscribe to that one as well, where you can find some iClone videos. And basically that's it. So thanks for watching, and have a nice day, and bye from Roberto Colombo.